All right, guys, happy Monday and welcome to the weekly industry update. Thank you guys for joining in. Excited to have you so that we can kick off this week right with some weekly statistics and getting you guys situated with what is going on in the world of real estate in our four major counties as always. So we're going to look at Los Angeles County, Orange County, San Bernardino County, and Riverside County. And we're going to go through the numbers as we always do. So, all right, let's kick it off. I hope everybody had an amazing weekend and that you guys were able to be productive this weekend. I know sometimes if you don't have real estate activity, it's like, what do I do, right? What do I do? Let me tell you guys just quickly, because a lot of you guys are new. So I have the privilege of talking to my newer agents right now. So a lot of what you should be doing on the weekends, if you don't have clients and you do have the time, is making calls. That's number one, right? Making calls. People are home on the weekends, especially in the mornings. So make those care calls to your database. Let them know that you're in real estate. Have a chat before. Remember, use Ford, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And let them know, hey, I'm in real estate. I wanted to know if you know anybody that is looking to potentially buy, sell, or invest in real estate, or just talking about real estate, that I can have that consultated, I can't say my words, that consultation, right, with, because just because they say they want to buy doesn't mean they're ready to buy. So a lot of times we're helping our clients to get ready and telling them the steps that they need to take. They need to get credit cleanup and helping them with that. They need to get, some financial advice. They need to save more, or they need to get into one of our amazing down payment assistance programs, right? They don't even know those exist. So those are things that we need to be talking with people about, giving them a consultation so that, and then following up with them, right? And so the second thing that you can be doing if you don't have people to call, or if you have time on your hands, is working in your database, cleaning up your database, getting it, tagging people. Remember, we talked about this in Ignite, tagging folks, putting tags on them. Are they mothers, fathers? Do you know them from a specific place like PTA, or from a previous occupation that you had? Maybe post office, you want to tag them as post office colleague, or you want to tag them as college colleague, or you want to tag them so that you know who you're talking to, right? Keep in mind, you guys, if you're going to do this as a career, you're going to talk to thousands of people over the years, okay? So it is going to get hard for you to know who you're talking to at some point, because you have talked to thousands of people. My clients ask me, oh, do you remember that house on such and such? I'm like, no, I don't remember that house. How am I gonna remember that house? I look at hundreds of houses. I don't remember the house we saw last weekend. I will not remember it. Why? Because I've looked at hundreds of houses and they all tend to go together. I don't want to say the people are like that, but when you talk to thousands of people, because that's our job, trust and believe, it all tends to go together. So yes, you're going to have that situation. So you really do need to be aware of that. You need to have them tagged in your database. Are they family? Are they friends? Right? Tag them in your database. That way you can, not only can you remember who they are, but you can also put messaging together that's going to speak directly to them, right? If they're dog lovers, fur babies, they have fur babies, so they're dog lovers, you put that as a tag. That way, when you see something come across your desk, or a news report that comes across your desk that says, something in Long Beach is going on for dog lovers, you can shoot that out to all your dog lovers like that in your database. That makes it look like it's highly specialized, highly individualized for that person. They think that they're special, and they are, because you're thinking of them, right? But it makes you look just like a rock star. And so when you don't have time on the weekend, or when you do have time on the weekends, and you need stuff to do, that's the stuff you do. You do your cleanup. You do your, did you have a conversation and you didn't add it to command? Add it to command, okay? So hopefully that helped you guys. And gave you guys some additional things that you guys can do when you do have time over the weekends and don't have showings, okay? I want to thank Kim, because I see her on this call, for just being available to me this weekend, because unfortunately my husband is in the hospital, you guys, so please pray for him. He is doing much better, but he is still in the hospital. And so I'm going to be out today with him, but I'm doing this the morning live from my kitchen, because I came home to get cleaned up. I was at the hospital all night. And Kim, thank you so much for being available, and being able to just be available to help me out. I know it didn't work out, but I so appreciate you for that. And I just wanted to say that publicly. All of you guys are just amazing agents, and I'm so proud to be in business with you guys. And I'm so proud to be with Keller Williams, and for the people that we attract, because it's that heart of the people that we attract, that always want to help and always want to, we're family. And I really believe that, and I feel that. And so I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kim, so much. All right. And with that in mind, I don't want any of my family getting in trouble with the TCPA, right? And I'm going to talk to you guys about that just a little bit at the very end, because there's an article about it. But I don't want you guys to get in trouble. So do not call folks that are on the do not call list, okay? Be careful of that. We got somebody in the chat. Let's see. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Sending prayers. I appreciate you. So don't call folks that are on the do not call list. It's not worth it, you guys. It's not worth it. All right, so let's hop into our numbers. Let's look at LA County. So for sale properties has gone up 10.4% over last month. And that's properties that are actually on the market right now, right? So we're tracking properties that are on the market right now. Why? For inventory's sake, right? We want to know how our inventory is holding up as compared to last year, last month. Because the reality is that we're in an inventory shortage. So, and this year they've said that we were going to do 30% less sales than we did last year. So we are looking at these trends to see if we're actually trending in the right direction, which would be more inventory on the market, more sales than last year, versus less sales than last year, right? And so for sale properties is actually up in LA County, which is great. We want to see more inventory come on the market, up 25.4% over last year in April, and then up 25.4% overall. So that is great. We are at a 25.4% increase in inventory so far at this point in the year. Sold inventory is up 16.8%. So deals that have closed escrow are up over last month, 16.8%, up 11.3% over last April, and then up 2.3% over last year. So still moving in the right direction in LA County, right? And then pendant properties are down 1.9% compared to last month, and up 0.2%. So just slightly above the line, right? 0.2% over last year in April, and then up 1.7% overall. So our three major indicators, our three major trends are actually moving in the right direction in LA County, which is great for our buyers, because that means that there's a little more inventory than there was last year. It's still, we need for our buyers to understand that now is the time to get into the market, right? Because the reality is that there is still an inventory shortage, and they need to go ahead and buy now, so that when these interest rates come down, and they will come down, you guys, they will come down. They are not going to come down to those 2% and 3%, but they will come down. And when they do come down, they can then refinance, right? So back when interest rates had gone up initially, we were saying date the rate, marry the house, right? And that is still the same, you guys. Get that in your minds. Date the rate, marry the house, okay? The rate is temporary. The house is going to be your home for years, right? But that rate is temporary. So we got to get our buyers into thinking that, and our sellers, quite frankly, because our sellers are buyers as well, right? All right. So Let's look at new listing inventory. New listing inventory, good, is trending up. So new listing inventory in LA County is up 8.7% over last month. It's up 14.2% over last year in April, and it's up 12.5% overall. So that's great. We are getting new listing inventory coming in our market, coming in our area here in LA County to the tune of 12.5%. So that is a great sign, again, for our buyers in LA County to have new listing inventory. Now, the thing is we've got to look at being hyper local and looking at our specific areas, right? Because we've got to bring this home to our buyers and sellers and looking at their specific area. Okay. So when you're doing a market analysis, if you're not seeing any inventory in your area, we still got to report on that, right? To our sellers and to our buyers that, hey, if you see a house come on and you're looking in this specific area, you got to move quickly, because there is, as you can see, no inventory in this market, or only one inventory in this neighborhood, one home in this neighborhood that's for sale. So if you see another one and come on the market, guess what? Other people who are looking to move into this neighborhood, they're going to be on that home. So we got to move quickly. We don't have time to wait, right? All right. So LA County. So average active price is down 0.5% over last month. It's down 4.2% over last year in April, and it's down 4.2% overall. So our average active price in LA County has actually gone down, where in other counties, as you'll see, I believe it is still going up. So the sellers are actually asking 4.2% less than they were last year in LA County, right? And so what I'm going to tell you is that in certain areas, right, it is actually going up. So you've got to be hyper local, because this number can be deceiving. In Downey, I believe we are actually going up, not down. So we need to be looking at 90241, 90240 if you're marketing in that area, to let your sellers know if they are trending up or down, right? If they are seeing appreciation or if they're seeing a little depreciation, right? So we've got to be hyper local. And if your area is one that's going up, you can definitely use that in your marketing to say, you know what, you are trending above the average of other homes in LA County, because LA County is trending 4.2% lower, and you are actually trending, let's just say, 2.4% higher. Your average active price has gone up 2.4% higher than the market. The market overall is trending 4.2% down. Why say that? Because it makes you look like the expert, right? Any other reason why you would say that, you guys? Come off the chat and talk to me. Why else would you be giving this information to your sellers and to your buyers? What does it do for your sellers? What does it do for you? What do you guys think?
Well, it shows that you're knowledgeable about the market,
Yep.
as well as it, you know, tells your sellers that you are looking out for them and you want to make sure that they make the right move at the right time.
Cameron, oh my God, I couldn't have said it better. Wonderful. That was spot on, you guys. That was spot on. Thank you so much, Cameron. That was awesome. You could be doing this call. All right, let's go. Okay, so I'm not going to say no more about it because he said it. That was wonderful. All right, so average sold price is up 0.4% over last month. It is up 10.7% over last year in April, and up 1.4%. So here's the good part. Here's the good part for LA County. Although they're asking 4.2% less, they're actually receiving 1.4% higher, right? So that means that they're more than likely selling, on average, they're selling over asking price, right? So to speak. So although they're asking 4.2% lower, they're actually receiving 1.4% higher than last year. So that's a good point. They are actually seeing appreciation, not depreciation. Okay. Because it's about what you sell for, not what you ask. It's about what you close for, right? So they're actually receiving 1.4% higher than they were last year. Okay, so let's look at months of inventory. So no change. We're at 2.1 months of inventory right now at this point, 20 days into April. We are, which is no change. We are overall over here, we are up 19.4% as compared to last year. So last year at this time of the year, we were at 2.1 months of inventory. We are currently at 2.5 months of inventory. So that's good, moving in the right direction, right? Almost 20% higher than we were last year. All right, average days on market is 15.2% lower. So we were at 33 days on market last month. We're at 28 days on market this month. And then overall, we're at 19.5% lower because we were at 41 days on market at this time in the year. And now we're at 33 days on market. Okay, so overall, we're at 33 days on market currently. Overall, this month, we're at 28 days on market in LA County. Okay, so definitely seeing a decrease. And definitely we're seeing that decrease. I think those of us who are out in the market, looking at properties, showing properties, making offers, we are in competition, you guys. There are multiple offers on most properties right now. Anybody besides me seeing that in the market? When we're going to open houses, I looked this weekend, earlier in the day before all this stuff happened with my husband. We were out looking at properties. He and I were out looking at properties, and then I showed my clients a couple of properties, and every single open house we went to, there were multiple people there, multiple families there. So definitely people are out looking at properties and making offers. Yep, Jose, definitely. You said credibility and knowledge, absolutely. And then let's see what it, and then Marjorie said, sending prayers. I appreciate you, Kim. All right. Love you guys. I love you guys. All right. Sold versus original list price, no difference. So sold versus original list price, no difference compared to last month right here, or where we're at. Meaning that the original list price, sellers are getting exactly what they are asking for, right? Sold versus original list price. They were at 99% of list price last month. They're at 99% of list price this month. Overall, they were at 95% of list price last year. They're currently at 98% of list price. So sellers are getting 98% of their list price currently in LA County right now, which is a 3.2% increase compared to last year. So that definitely is a good message. That sellers are getting almost 100% of their list price. They will be happy, right? Sellers are happy when they're getting 100% of their list price. And the reality is, again, is that you can use that, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Sellers on average in LA County are getting 98% of their list price, okay? Which means that if we price this property right, and based on what I'm seeing in the marketplace, if we price this property right, we can actually get over 100% of list price only by pricing the property correctly, right? We can outpace the market by pricing it correctly. Well, what do you mean by correctly? And then you're going to go into your comps, your analysis, right? Because it's going to be all about the numbers, not about their emotional ties to the property, right? We want to get them out of the emotion and get them into the logic, right? Okay. All right, let's move on. Orange County, let's look at OC. All right, so for sale properties is up 18.1%. So properties that are currently on the market is actually up 18.1% as compared to last month, up 13.3% as compared to last year in April, and up 13.3% overall. So that's a good sign. Yeah, that's a good sign. We're moving in the right direction. And then we're looking at sold properties are actually up 12.3% as compared to last month. So properties that have actually closed escrow is up 12.3%, and then 12.6% up as compared to last year in April, and 6.2% up as compared to last year overall. So again, sold properties that have actually closed escrow is actually moving in the right direction. We're up 6.2% at this point in the year. So that is really good, because the estimates or the people were saying that we are going to be down potentially, right? 30%. So we're actually moving in the right direction. We're going against what the predictions are. So pendids are up 3.6% as compared to last year. Last month. Properties that have actually gone into escrow, okay? And then 2.7% as compared to last year in April. Excuse me, guys. And then up 4.7% overall. So that's great. We're, again, all three major trends are moving in the right direction in Orange County. Now, we know Orange County, if you guys have been following this at all, we know that their inventory is, their shortage is more dramatic, more drastic than in all the other counties. So the fact that the for sale properties, sold properties, and pendants are moving in the right direction as compared to last year is really good. Let's look at new listing inventory. New listing inventory is down 7.1% compared to last month. It's down 1.7% as compared to last year in April. And it's up, however, overall 10.3%. So that's really good. So new listing inventory overall is actually up 10.3% as compared to last year. Okay, so we've got an infusion of new listing inventory in Orange County, which it desperately needs. So that's really good. All right, average active price is down 4.7% as compared to last month. It's up 8% as compared to last year, and it's up 8% overall. So average active price. So sellers in Orange County are asking 8% higher than they were last year. Okay, that's what that means. Sellers in Orange County are asking 8% higher than they were last year, which for Orange County is a good thing. Because if you guys remember last year, I kept saying Orange County was off the chain. They were asking for 30% higher. It was always 24, 30. So it was a big number. They have actually become much more realistic right now at only asking 8% more than they were last year. And let's look at what they're actually receiving. So average sold price is up 6.6% as compared to last month, 18.3% as compared to last year in April, and 15.8% overall. So sellers in Orange County are actually receiving 15.8% higher than they were last year at this point in the year. So although they're only asking 8% higher, they're receiving 15.8% higher, right? So sellers in Orange County are extremely happy because their prices have appreciated as so far in the year to the tune of 15.8%. Okay, so again, that's a point that you could tell sellers in Orange County that they are receiving higher prices. If they ask, is it a good time to sell? What are we going to tell them? What's the answer to, is it a good time to sell?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, right? Yes, it is a good time to sell. You guys, house prices have appreciated 15.8%. Now, of course, I'm being a little facetious because yes, that's our answer. And of course, we're going to look at their whole situation, right? We're going to look at everything for them to make sure that they are making the right decision for themselves. But at the surface, the answer is yes. Okay. All right. So months of inventory. Months of inventory is up 8.7% as compared to last month. We were at 1.2 months of inventory last month. We're at 1.3 months of inventory this month. So not a big change. But as you can see, remember, like in LA County, we were in the 2 months of inventory. Look at this. This is 1.3 months of inventory. So there is an extreme shortage of inventory. So again, how you use this is that if you've got buyers in Orange County, you've got to be advising them that they don't have time for, sitting on the sidelines and thinking about it when they see something they really like. They've got to be in a position to make a decision. Okay. And honestly, I know that is not the easiest thing, that especially a first-time home buyer having to make these quick decisions. We get it, right? We should all understand that this is the biggest decision they've had to make in their lives. They're about to spend $700,000, $800,000. If you're in OC, 900, maybe $1 million, right? And we're asking them to make a decision just like that. So the reality is that we've got to show some empathy and understanding that, that this is a big decision, that we understand the gravity of it. And we also need you to understand that you might miss out on the home that you really want waiting to make that decision. And guess what? This is why it's a 30-day escrow, not a 1-day escrow, right? This is a 30-day escrow because, Mr. Buyer, if you decide, you've got time to think. If you decide within your contingency period, your home inspection contingency period, that this is not the house for you, that you're not ready for this, or that you're not ready to buy this particular house, guess what? You can back out, no harm, no foul. That is exactly what your contingency period is for. It is for you to make sure that you're making the right decision, right? So that's what we can use that for. If they're having a little bit of, analysis paralysis, let's take that 10-day inspection period and use that to properly look over everything. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So let's look at this. All right. So overall in Orange County, we are up 6.9% on months of inventory. We were at 1.4 months of inventory last year. We're at 1.5 months of inventory right now. So literally we only have like a month and a half of inventory, you guys. It's very scarce. Okay. Which is why, again, they're doing so well on prices and other things, because the reality is that it's a bidding war in OC more than likely. This suggests that it's a bidding war out there. Okay. All right. Average days on market has gone down 8% compared to last month. We were at 25 days on market. We're at 23 days on market currently. We were at 40 days on market last year, and now we're at 27 days on market. Okay. So we're down 32.5% overall. So again, not a lot of time for properties to be sitting on the market. Okay. Not even a month right now. And in most areas, it is not a month. It is literally 7 to 10 days. And you probably need to have your offer in after that first weekend. Okay. So be paying attention to what the listing agents are saying about when the offer deadline is, because clearly it is with these numbers, it's going quickly. Okay. Sold versus original list price. So we're down 1%. We were at 99% of list price last month. We're at 98% of list price this month. And then overall, we were at 96% of list price. Sellers were getting 96% of list price last year. At this time, they're currently getting 98% of list price, an increase of 2.1%, which is great. Sellers love to hear that they're almost getting 100% of their list price. Okay. So now let's hit up Riverside County. And let's see, let me look in the chat and see what we got. Date the rate, but marry the house. Absolutely, Oscar. That is the saying. Date the rate, marry the house. Okay. All right. So for sale properties is up 7.3% compared to last month. Properties that are on the market up 7.3% in Riverside County, up 29.2% as compared to last year in April, and up 29.2% overall. So for sale properties that are actually on the market right now is actually trending upward, which is great. I'm really excited because last week, some of these trendings were in the red. It looks like all of our trends are in the green. So that is definitely a good sign. For sale properties is up 1.5% as compared to last month, and up slightly 0.3% overall. Okay. So properties that actually closed escrow were slightly up, not even 1%, but 0.3% overall. We'll take it. Any upward trend is great. Pendant properties are up 15.7% as compared to last month, up 14.4% compared to last year in April, and up 4.1% overall. So properties that have actually gone into escrow have increased 4.1% over last year. So definitely Riverside County, all the trends are moving in the right direction. All of our major trends are moving in the right direction. All right. And new listing inventory is actually down compared to last month, 5.9%. Down 6.4% increase as compared to last April. And then up 13% overall. So really good. We're seeing Riverside County trend going up, which is awesome. For new listing inventory, remember, we need new listing inventory, right? This is fresh listings hitting the market, and they're up 13% in Riverside County. All right, average active price is up 1.1% as compared to last month, increased 6% as compared to last year in April, and increased 6% as compared to last year overall. So again, sellers are asking for 6% higher prices in Riverside County than they did last year. And they're receiving, as you can see, 10.5% overall, an increase of 10.5% overall as compared to last year. So sellers in Riverside County are doing well. They're asking for 6% higher, but they're actually receiving 10.5% higher. Sold price, that's what it's selling for, 10.5% higher. This month so far, it's 1.9% higher over last month and 6.5% higher over last year in April. So again, sellers in Riverside County are happy. Their appreciation so far in the year is about 10.5% higher than it was last year. So that's really good. All right, months of inventory. So months of inventory in Riverside County has increased 9.1% compared to last month, and 26.5% increase as compared to last year in April, and then 28.9% overall. So we were at 2.1 months of inventory last year at this time in the year, and we're at 2.7 months of inventory currently. So that's really good. We're seeing a little bit more inventory than you do in Orange County and in LA County, which we expect, right? We expect that because it's farther out. The farther out you go, the more inventory we expect to see, right? Because people have to make that sacrifice of a commute, and that impacts your quality of life. So Riverside County and San Bernardino County, but we are seeing more people go out that way, which is why you're seeing these average sold prices be 10.5% higher, because of the impact typically of COVID, because people are recognizing that they can commute and they only have to do that 2, maybe 3 times a week versus every day in the week. So that makes it a little bit easier pill to swallow, right? That commute, if I only got to do it 2 or 3 times a week versus 5 days a week. So, all right, Riverside County, looking at average days on market, is down 2.3% compared to last month. We were at 43 days on market. We're at 42 days on market currently, so not a big change. And 17% decrease overall. So we were at 53 days on market last year this time in the year. We're at 44 days on the market currently, okay? So again, 44 days seems like a long time, month and a half, right? But again, the good houses go fast, you guys. So don't let this trend, don't let this metric fool you. All right. If it's a good property, it'll probably be gone in the first week. So make sure that you're on it. Okay. This is where you got to be hyper local and look at the days on market in the neighborhood that you are selling in or being a buyer's agent in. Okay. So that you don't get caught up thinking that you got time and you don't. Okay. All right, sold versus original list price is down 1% as compared to last month. So sellers were getting 97% of list price last month. They're getting 96% of list price this month, 20 days into the month, which is a decrease of 1%. Overall, as compared to last April, no change, 96, 96. And then as compared to last year overall, it's actually a 2.1% increase. So last year at this time in the year, sellers were getting 95% of their list price, and currently they're receiving 97% of their list price. So that's a good sign. It's increased 2.1%. So sellers are getting almost 100% of their list price. And I am sure in certain areas they're getting over that. Okay. All right, let's look at San Bernardino County. So San Bernardino County for sale properties has increased 10.4%. Properties that are on the market right now has increased 10.4%. I glanced over you guys. I saw this red. So we're not perfect this week. Sorry, we're not perfect this week. San Bernardino County then screwed us up. All right, so we are up 10.4% on for sale properties as compared to last month. We're up 28.7% overall. Okay, so for sale properties has gone up 28.7%, which is a great sign. That's a great sign. Almost a 30% increase over last year on properties that are currently on the market. We know that we're looking at that for sale because obviously for sale trickles independent and sold, right? So that's why that number is so important. All right, so sold properties is up 12.7%. Properties that have actually closed escrow is up 12.7% over last month, up 5.9% over last year in April, and then up 0.8% on almost 1%, not even there yet, 0.8% as compared to last year overall. Okay, so properties that have actually closed escrow. And then looking at pendants are down 3.8% as compared to last month, down 8.7% as compared to last April, and down 2% as compared to last year overall, down 2%. So not a big decline, but definitely lower than it was last year. All right, new listing inventory is up 0.9% as compared to last month, up 5.8% as compared to last year in April, and up 13.9% overall. So that's a good sign, right? 13.9% definitely is a double-digit increase. So that's good. We've seen some new listing inventory come to the table in San Bernardino County. And then the average active price is 1.8% higher than it was last year or last month, and 4.4% higher than it was last year in April, and 4.4% higher. So in San Bernardino County, sellers are asking 4.4% higher than they were last year. I love San Bernardino County. They've always been, and Riverside, because they've always been just more reasonable in terms of what the average active price is comparison as compared to last year. Typically, we see between 4% and 7%. That's kind of normal appreciation, and it's more so in that 4%. 3 to 5% is actually the norm for appreciation. Over that, it's a little bit inflated. So 4.4% is right in that sweet spot for seller appreciation year over year. So San Bernardino County is doing great. However, and look at their sold price. So average sold price has increased 4.7% as compared to last year. So sellers are asking for 4.4% higher. They're receiving 4.7% higher. So definitely a very normal amount of appreciation in San Bernardino County. All righty. All right, months of inventory. So months of inventory has climbed 3.9%. We were at 2.5 months of inventory last month. We're at 2.6 months of inventory currently in San Bernardino County. So as you can see, higher inventory, like we talked about in Riverside County, we just see higher inventory in Riverside and San Bernardino County. 23.6% higher inventory over last year in April. We were at 2.1 months of inventory at this point in April last year, and we're currently at 2.6 months of inventory. Overall, we're actually at 2.9 months of inventory, almost 3 months of inventory, getting close, which is a 26.3% increase over last year. So that's good. We're seeing inventory rates, months of inventory climb. So that's really good. We want to see more inventory come on the market. When we get to about 4 months of inventory, we start getting into a normal market. So still San Bernardino, Riverside, Los Angeles, Orange, we are still in an inventory shortage, and we are still in what? Somebody tell me what kind of market we are in. This is an easy one.
Seller's market.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Kim.
seller's market.
Thank you, India. Thank you, Kim. Absolutely. We are in a seller's market. That is what we are in. So when someone asks you, what kind of market are we in? It's easy, you guys. You can say, well, in all honesty, we do this every week. We go over the market trends, and in the 4 major counties, and you could tell them in all counties, we are in a seller's market. Now, if you like, I can really dive into the numbers for your specific neighborhood, because although I'm giving you, the numbers on a county basis, we can actually look in your specific neighborhood and see what your neighborhood looks like. Would you like that? Would you like me to tell you more specific? Right? That's a way for you to get their information and for you to really start uncovering why they're asking you that question. Are they just making small talk? Are they really asking you because they're really interested in possibly making a move, and they'd like to know kind of, what's going on? They're starting their research, right? So that's an opportunity for you to ask if you can actually get more information, if you'd like me to look specifically into your neighborhood, because Mr. Jones, the reality is that although Los Angeles County is in a seller's market, Los Angeles County is huge, and we like to look at this on a micro level. I'm giving this to you on a macro level, right? So yeah, so you definitely want to be able to talk with them specifically about their neighborhood. But it will make you look like you know what you're talking about when you know about your different counties, right? And you could talk on that level to anybody, you guys. This is what's cool about this. What's cool about this market update is it equips you to be able to talk to anybody about the market because you know, literally, like you're going through the numbers, you know. All right, let's look at the average days on market. Average days on market is actually down 4.9% as compared to last month, down 13.3% compared to last year in April, and down 19.2% overall. So we were at 52 days on market last year in San Bernardino County. We're at 42 days on market currently. Okay. And again, don't let that 42 days fool you, because the reality is that in some areas, it's definitely going faster than that. And then in some areas, probably more remote areas, it's you know, sitting at this 42 days. All right, sold versus original list price. And let me just put this little bug in your ear. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see a property on the market for a little bit of time, it seems like as soon as my buyer goes and looks at it and they want to put in an offer, the listing agent just got an offer. Okay. It never fails, never fails. It's on the market for freaking 100 days. And then when your buyer goes and looks, they got an offer just last night, right? So now you're in competition. So it never fails. You always still want to act with a sense of urgency. If your buyers like the property, if your buyers want to go see a property, still act with a sense of urgency, because you never know if someone has already, you know, someone showed it the day before. You just never know, right? So still act with a sense of urgency. All right. So sold versus original list price, no change over last month. They were at 98% of list price, selling at 98% of list price. And that's what they're doing this month. And then overall, we were at 96% of list price last year at this time, and sellers are receiving 98% of list price currently, which is a 2.1% increase. So again, in San Bernardino County, even better than Riverside County, they're getting 98%. Sellers are getting 98% of their list price, which is good. All right. Any questions about these numbers that we just talked about? Any questions, comments? No? All right. Let's go into upcoming events, you guys. We got a jam-packed schedule for the week. We've got group coaching today at 12 o'clock. Now, it will not be with myself. I'm working on getting Diana actually to take over for that 12 o'clock class. Tomorrow morning, we do have conversations in real play on Zoom. We also, if you want to know about cellular, if you want to know about solar, that's at 10 o'clock. It's on Zoom as well. And then we've got our team meeting at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And then we have Ignite at night, session 7 and 8, leads with open houses and leads with social media with Diana Carbajal. So that's tomorrow night, Ignite, excuse me, at from 6 to 8. And then on Wednesday, you guys, we have a webinar. We're going to be streaming that in our market center in the office at 9:30. That is with, actually here, I'm going to show it to you guys. We got our team meeting, our tech, well, we got tech workshop. Oh, there it is. We've got the new laws, changes affecting real estate profession with Governor Hutchinson. He is legal counsel. He's the CAR legal counsel. So that is a good one to come into the office and watch with us. And that's going to be on April 24th. All right. So we've got, like I mentioned, our group coaching. We've got our all hands meeting. Definitely want to be there. Get all of the updates. Rich is going to talk a little bit, and he always has great gems to drop on us. So definitely you want to be there. We're going to talk about all the folks that are crushing it. And so we want to celebrate those wins. And then we've got our tech workshop primarily with Martha on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, guys, we've got Ignite at Night with Martha. She's going to be talking about capturing more leads. And you guys, nobody is more equipped to talk about this. The woman is on fire. She's taken 7 listings in the past month. Martha's on fire, and it's because of her database. It's because of how she keeps in touch with people and capturing leads. And you guys, Martha's a seasoned agent. She's been in this business longer than myself. She's been in this business almost 30 years. I think more than 30 years. But the reality is she's still out doing the booth, the Porto's booth. So she's still doing what you guys are doing. She's not letting up. She's not saying, oh, I'm just relying on my database. No, she's still doing open houses and she's still out there at the booth. So definitely you can learn a lot from her. So session 9 on Thursday, session 8 on session 7 and 8 on Tuesday, session 9 on Thursday, 6 to 8 in the office and on Zoom, but it's better in the office, you guys. All right, and then we've got broker hour with Ed on April 24th and 25th. That's Wednesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. He's going to be talking about commercial contracts and the agent Avid, TDS, and SBQ disclosures. So for those of us who aren't familiar with those, you need to get familiar with those. That's our job, you guys. That's part of our job, is knowing the contracts and be able to help our clients through the contracts. All right. Let's see what's in the chat. Wow, Martha's amazing. Absolutely, you guys. See, India and Kim. No, she's amazing. All right, we talked about the new laws. Dial for dollars. We are going to be dialing for dollars on Thursday at 5 o'clock with Victor and with Ramon. I think Ramon may be taking over this one for just this Thursday. And then we've got Lunch and Learn. So Jorge Mesa is going to be talking with us about pre-foreclosures. And doing a lunch and learn. This, you guys, is going to be awesome. He's going to be talking with us about how to go after the pre-foreclosures, those notice of defaults. That's called an NOD. Excuse me. And he's going to be doing a lunch and learn. So join us in office for the lunch and learn on Friday, April 26th. So just so you guys know, I will be out of the office. We were scheduled to leave even before the stuff happened with my husband. We're scheduled to leave on Wednesday for my daughter. She's a senior at Howard. I tell you guys this probably all the time because I'm so proud. But it's her senior weekend. She's being honored on the softball field. It's senior weekend. So that's going to be on Sunday. Her honoring is on Sunday, but they play Saturday and Sunday. And the Sunday game is going to be on ESPN, just in case you want to check it out. All right. So industry news. So I just wanted to drop this. What's new, what's next, post NAR, commissions deal. So the Supreme Court did not chime in. They passed on the chance to weigh in on the objections that are piling up about the NAR commission deal. But what they did say is that, or not the Supreme Court, but what Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac did say is that commissions will remain excluded from the limits on seller concessions. So what does that mean? That means that that sellers can include paying the buyer side commission, right? They can be included. That Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are not going to include that concession in the limits, because there is a limit on how much sellers can give as a buyer concession to your buyer. Okay, there's a limit. All right. But what Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae are saying is that they're not going to include the buyer side commission in that, because then that would mean that you can't give the buyers, their closing costs, right? Because you're trying to include your commission in it. So what they're saying is they are going to exclude that. So that is a win. That is a good thing for us. That means that our commission and still the concession for their closing costs or whatever can be both included. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? Because I want to make sure that was clear to you guys. It's a win, and thank you, India.
I do have a question about that. So you're saying that they are now going to still allow us to see the commission for the buyers agents? Or no?
So what they're doing is they're allowing the seller to pay for the commission, but through the buyer, through a concession to the buyer.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, through a concession. So if the seller said, yep, I want to, I do want to offer a buyer side commission. And so what they'll do is, let's just say it's 2% of 600,000, which is 12,000, right? Then the seller can say, okay, I'm going to give this concession to the buyer, because that's what it's going to come through, to the buyer, but it's specifically for the buyer's agent commission. So they're going to earmark it basically. And because they're earmarking it, it will not go against the limit for seller concessions for closing costs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, it is sound a little wonky, as they say. But that's a good win for us, you guys, because we do not want it to be coupled with the overall concession limit, because then it would dramatically decrease what the buyers or what the sellers can give to us, our portion. It will dramatically decrease our portion. All right. So that's a good thing. Lastly, like I mentioned before, I was going to mention it. Do not call people that are on the do not call list. We have 2 major lawsuits currently that are for TCPA compliance, and it's class action. There's one that's I know there's 2 actually that are class action suits, but bottom line is that it's in the millions of dollars, you guys. So this is in Pennsylvania, I believe. Yeah. So we do not want to be included in that. We do not want to be on the hook for that. So do not, interact with folks that are on the do not call list, the DNC list. All right. Because it can definitely cost you a lot of money. All right. And because Keller Williams is saying this over and over and over again, they are not going to be the ones to pay it. Right. If you get called out, it's going to be you're going to be on the hook for it. Okay. So make sure we understand that. All right, guys. So that is it for today. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, please, Diana.
I was wondering if we have any cold calling scripts in Spanish, because I feel like I'm gonna come across a lot of Spanish speakers only, and I have my script memorized in English, but there's a few things that I wouldn't know how to translate in Spanish.
No, we do not. We assume that you can just translate it in Spanish.
Okay.
So if you don't know how to translate it in Spanish, I would suggest talking with Diana.
Okay.
In the scripts and role play class.
Okay.
Or just giving her a call, because she can help you with that.
Okay.
Or talking with Martha, she can help you with that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Any other questions? That was a good question. I never heard that before, Diana, but that's a good question. Marjorie Chispa. What does that mean? So somebody who knows what chispa mean, maybe Marjorie can't respond. What does chispa mean? Diana's like, I don't know how to translate that. Like fire, spitfire. Okay. It's a program for Spanish. Oh, okay. It's a program for Spanish speakers. Is a program for Spanish speaker, Chispa. So Diana, I think that's what she's saying. It's a program for Spanish speaker. Maybe look that up. Okay. Thank
you.
Okay. All right, guys. So you guys have an amazing week. Thank you so much for being on and for listening in and for participating. We're going to make this a little bit more participatory. I'd like to hear you guys. I like to hear your thoughts. And I want to make sure that this is making sense and that it's hitting home for you, that you can use this, when you're talking to people every day, because that's what it's for. It's for you to be able to use when you're talking to people every day. So definitely, thank you guys for attending and have a great week. I will see you hopefully tomorrow in the office.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome, Ivan. Thank you.
Have a good day, Brandy.
Thank you, Kim. You too, honey.